Our today's topic is Why do we sin? It is based on Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 and chapter 3. Arjuna asks Krishna, why is a person impelled to commit sinful acts even unwillingly, as if by force? And Krishna, in chapter 2, shlokas 62 and 63, describes 8 steps of the personal destruction. Those shlokas are very popular. We can see it starts with the phrase Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsah, and we can see he describes the 8 steps: contemplating the sense objects, attachment, desire, anger, clouding of judgment, bewilderment of the memory, intellect gets destroyed, and one is ruined. Let's see on this picture a little bit detailed. So, in our life, in our material life, we are all surrounded by all kinds of sense objects. And Arjuna is right, even unwillingly, sometimes we fall into attachments for some sense object. For example, Facebook. A few years ago, it wasn't even in our mind to spend in Facebook at least 1 hour before we go to sleep. However, we developed with the time the attachment to do this, and moreover, the desire to do this. And if somehow the internet is not there, we are feeling angry because our desire is not fulfilled. So, it is very easy to fall into attachment and by contemplating the sense objects. However, if we do not control our mind, we will fall even more. Our anger will delude our mind, and our memory will be bewildered, and the intellect will be destroyed. Most probably, you all have such people in your surrounding who you may say are slaves of their desires. Maybe it is for food, maybe for internet, maybe for gambling, maybe for boyfriends or girlfriends, etc., etc. A lot of different desires and habits. And if one becomes a slave of the desire, he is ruined. So what Krishna advises? Actually, first of all, he says that it is better to catch ourselves on the first step, dhyana, because if we will catch our desire on that step and control it there, it will be easier. Because on the last step, it will take a lot of willpower to come up. So he speaks about Rajaguna. Guna, it is the quality of the life, and we can actually choose the quality of our life. Because he says that Rajaguna itself is a basis for the lust and anger. So let's see how to increase the quality of our life. We will see the 3 gunas and qualities of those 3 gunas. So the Sattva guna has such qualities as cooperation, harmony, balance, pure lifestyle, education, positive attitude, being virtuous, etc., etc. And we can choose actually our association, we can choose our food, our music, we can choose the work where we associate every day with other people. So being on a Sattva guna will be easier to eliminate the bad desires or bad attachment at the beginning. When we will contemplate the sense object, we will be able to restrain ourselves from those desires. However, Rajaguna, its qualities are such as passion, activity, self-centeredness, egoistic, dynamic, and the very essence of the Rajaguna is to desire. So still on this step, we can control our attachment and desires. We can choose at least that we can, even so we are very active and we want a wonderful job and big salary, etc. Still we can use our buddhi, intelligence, and choose better aims in our life. However, if we are in the tamaguna, and tamaguna's qualities are disorder, chaos, impurity, delusion, and ignorance, and violence. On this step, usually people cannot discriminate between what is good and what is bad. And in this step, they fall down and they are slaves to their desires. So, once again, guna is the thing what we can really choose. And the higher guna, the better we will control our desires. Here are the qualities of the guna. You can take a look later. So Krishna, besides choosing the guna where we live, Krishna gives few more advices. First of all, one should be liberated from raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion. Krishna says that people who are sthitadhi, who are stable in their mind, they are samadarshanaha. They look equally to honor and dishonor, to happiness and distress, and to all other dualities in this life. If we look equally to the dualities of the life, our mind becomes pacified. Also, the other advice is param drishtva nivartate. If we want to get rid of a bad habit, we have to fill that time which we used to spend for that habit with some other new good habit. For example, if you used to check your Facebook daily 1 hour before you go to sleep, and now you want to get rid of this, you have to fill that 1 hour with some good habit. Maybe going for a walk or reading, or maybe doing some exercise, whatever you like. Why? Because there is no empty spots in our lives. If we do not fill the empty spots, the bad habit will come back. That's why param drishtva nivartate. Fill the change a bad habit with a higher taste. Also, in the end of the chapter 3, Krishna gives few more examples. First of all, we have to control our lust, because by fulfilling all our desires, lust will not be fulfilled anyway. And the senses, mind, and intellect are said to be breeding grounds for desires. So we have to control and senses and mind and empower our intelligence. Why? Because here in Bhagavad Gita 3.42, Krishna says the senses are superior to the gross body, and superior to the senses is the mind. Beyond the mind is the intellect, and even beyond the intellect is the soul. So in order to do not fall being a slave of our desires and senses and sense gratification and mind, we have to control our life from all points. Control senses, control mind, empower our intelligence, and find out our true selves by reading scriptures, doing yoga, attending some self-realization classes, psychology courses, etc., etc. So if we do this, job perfectly, completely from all the sides, we will develop a strong willpower, and by this we will be able to discriminate what is good and what is bad for us, and so we can fulfill our mission in this life. Have a good luck. See you later.